Red Cross Nazi concentration camp in Nye, Serbia. The Krivini KRST concentration camp, located in Krivini KRST, Nye, was operated by the German Gestapo and used to hold captured Serbs, Jews, and Romanis during the Second World War. Established in mid-1941, it was used to detain as many as 35,000 people during the war and was liberated by the Yugoslav partisans in 1944. More than 10,000 people are thought to have been killed at the camp. After the war, a memorial to the victims of the camp was erected on Mount Bubanj, where many inmates were shot. A memorial museum was opened on the former campgrounds in 1967, and in 1979 the campgrounds were declared a cultural monument of exceptional importance and came under the protection of the Socialist Republic of Serbia. The camp or museum was all but deserted when we visited in April 2017. Admittedly, it was the Easter weekend and the city, in general, was pretty quiet, but I suspect that it is often the case. The Krivini KRST is not as well documented or publicized as other former Nazi concentration camps across Europe, such as Auschwitz-Birkenau or Dachau, and simply doesn't receive as many visitors. Surrounded by an imposing high perimeter wall, the camp makes an impression the minute you enter the wooden gate on the western side of the complex. The ticket counter is situated in what must have been the commandant's office. Above the door looms an engraved swastika and SS symbol, as well as the German word Watch, which simply translates as watch, as in sentry/lookout. There are two auxiliary buildings to the right of the ex-commandant's office, and scattered throughout the 7-hectare plot are a number of guard/watch towers, as well as some of the original barbed wire fencing. There is also a discrete memorial along the eastern boundary of the camp, but the most dominating structure within the camp's confines is the large, sinister-looking grey building which was used to house the prisoners. It is now a museum, and inside are exhibits and information relating to the camp and some of its inmates. Some of the information on display relates to one of the more significant dates in the camp's infamous history, February 12, 1942. After nightfall on this date, a mass breakout of 147 inmates resulted in 105 escaped prisoners and 11 dead German guards. Of the 105 prisoners that did break free, only 23 didn't perish soon after taking flight, but reprisals by the occupying Nazis were swift and harsh, and at least 1,100 inmates, 100 for every German guard that was killed, were executed as punishment for what happened. It was the largest breakout of prisoners from a concentration camp throughout the course of the Second World War. Most of the information inside the museum is in English as well as Serbian. As an aside, the camp got its rather deceptive name from the fact that the main building was originally a military barracks for a Red Cross, as in the humanitarian movement, facility that had been established nearby. It is also known as the February 12 Memorial Museum after the major breakout described above. It's been at least 15 years since I visited Auschwitz-Birkenau. In fact, the Krivini KRST concentration camp is only the second museum of its kind that I have ever been to. I recall being moved by what I saw in Poland. The exhibits were superbly presented and I had an excellent one-on-one guide. But I also remember the crowds and the lack of sensitivity from some of the visitors. From some accounts that I read, the situation has not improved with time and, with the increase in popularity of nearby Krakow and the invention of the selfie stick, arguably got worse. In Nye we were almost alone and were not distracted by any unruly behavior. The displays inside the museum were not as informative or hard-hitting as those at Auschwitz-Birkenau, but nonetheless, they were good enough to get the message across, and I left the camp in a very somber mood. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.